I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. Ideas for dinner shared by great chefs who show me and you exactly how to make them. Today, aw shucks, oysters, but roasted, not raw, and so easy to do. Then, a sourdough shrimp toast, and how to blend your own butters to make them both. My guest in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen today is Chef James Renew, which is only fair as I've been his guest at his restaurant, Estuary in Newport Richey. My friend, it's so great to have you here.
So great to be back. Appreciate it.
And you all may have also eaten at his gastropub, the Little Lamb in Clearwater, and had your own fun. But today, you can enjoy two of his dishes as he's going to show us how to make roasted oysters plus shrimp toast. So we're going to need to make two very special butters for those dishes. So how do we get this started then?
So we're going to take a food processor. We're just going to take about a half a pound of butter. You'll have leftovers for sure.
Okay.
But this is something you can stick in the freezer. You can let it hang out for a while and reuse it on a couple of other things.
Now, is there other dishes that you can use this compound butter for?
You could put this in your eggs in the morning.
Okay.
You could smear it on some toast. You could do
sky's the limit when it comes to a compound butter.
Spicy butter, yeah, you can do whatever. Well, this is the herb butter, but the spicy butter as well. So we have just a little bit of regular butter, about 6 cloves of garlic. The more the merrier, in my opinion. We're just going to hit some chives in there, and then some fresh flat leaf parsley, and we're just going to start to blend that up. And that's just going to blend that up real nice. And I'm going to add a little bit of hot sauce.
Nice.
That's just going to give it.
And that's the whole spicy part about it.
Well, this is the
no,
herb.
like you can put any kind of like sauce and ingredient to it there that you want to at that point.
100%.
So you don't want to add it, you don't need to.
That's right.
You want to go crazy with it? Go crazy with it.
That's right.
Okay.
So that is literally everything we need in here. So we're going to take this out and roll it up.
Okay.
And a little bit of plastic wrap.
Okay.
I'm going to let you do that.
I'd love to.
And I'm going to get this out of the way here. You just want to kind of plop it out on the on some saran wrap.
Okay.
And then you can roll it up kind of like a cigar and twist off the ends. And again, you can put this in the freezer. You can use it, tomorrow, the next day, next month, next week. Kind of the sky's the limit for that. And you can, use it for anything. We're going to obviously do oysters with them. But you could smear it on the sourdough toast. You could, put it on a steak. You can put it on a piece of fish. Really, sky's the limit. Yeah, for sure. So
now comes the spicy one. You got me going with the hot sauce, and I was like, man, that was spicy right there.
There we go. We're going to use this sambal, which is kind of a fermented chili paste.
So yeah, walk us through a little bit. What are the flavors from sambal?
So ginger, lots of chili, and garlic. So a good amount. It's a good amount of heat as well. So we are going to add some more garlic to that. Also, we're going to add some more parsley to this one as well, and we're going to finish it with that sambal. There we go. Much better. All right, so now we're going to add the sambal and the lime juice.
Okay. And you don't want to put that in at the beginning or all together?
I put it in at the end. Make sure all the butter is nice and soft and blended.
Okay.
If you put that in the beginning, it's going to kind of create that oil and water situation.
Got it.
And it's not going to blend up properly.
Okay.
So we're just going to add some lime juice and blend it again. There we go.
Now, Chef, I remember when I was a guest at Estuary, you had it with like a chorizo butter, but we don't have chorizo for this here today.
We're going to use some pink Gulf shrimp.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
So you're putting the shrimp into the butter?
Just adding more of that shrimpy flavor. And you'll get a nice little textural bit inside while you're eating as well. So that'll be good. Yep, that'll work. So now, same thing, same process, Chef. We're just going to pull this out.
Okay.
And then you just want to wrap that up again.
Yep.
Be good to go.
Now, if you want to blend up your own butter, no need for a cow. Just grab Chef James' recipe for everything he's making today at our website, DinnerDeeAs.com. We have it ready and waiting for you. Just get your phone out, open up the camera app, and point at the box in the corner of the screen, and that's called a QR code. And if you do, a link to us pops up, so you don't even have to type in the address while I get the rest of this butter out here. Wow. All right. Two butters done, my friend.
Two butters done.
Now, what's next?
So we're gonna make our anchovy crumble. So we're gonna take a tin of anchovies. It's about 6 flat anchovies.
Okay.
And some shallot. That's just about a half a shallot in there.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna blend this guy up. Looking for a paste.
Okay.
That should do. So now we're going to add this into, let me grab this guy here. And then we're going to add this to our panko breadcrumbs. I'm going to add this in here. We're going to stir that up really nice. And then add some melted butter.
Okay.
This guy here. This is just granulated onion and garlic.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna give it kind of that like croutony type feel, right?
Yeah.
So nice big garlic flavor and onion flavor.
Okay.
A couple cracks of black pepper. This guy here, some salt, and then a little bit of lemon zest.
All right.
All right, and then we're gonna put this on this tray after we stir it up. We're gonna throw it in the oven for about 10 minutes just to get it nice and toasted.
Okay. Our crumble has some cooking to do, so while it does that, we're gonna do this. We're gonna take a break. And when we come back, we're opening up oysters and finding out why raw isn't the only way to eat them. Ahead on Dinner Deeas. Welcome back to Dinner Deeas. It's a seafood special today as we're joined with Chef James Bernew from restaurants Estuary in Newport Richey and the Little Lamb Gastropub in Clearwater, where you'll find delicious dishes like the one he's making with us. Roasted oysters with garlic herb butter and an anchovy crumble, plus a shrimp toast with spicy shrimp butter. That just rolls off the tongue into just pure deliciousness, because before the break, we blended up the butter that we'll need for both these recipes, making our herb one with butter, parsley, chives, garlic, lemon juice, and zest, a little hot sauce, and pepper. Then we did it all over again, but for the spicy butter. Regular butter, blend it with parsley and garlic, then some sambo, and the shrimp, plus a little bit of some lime zest. And then we made this anchovy crumble for our oysters, combining shallots, anchovies, panko breadcrumbs, garlic powder, onion powder, melted butter, lemon zest, salt and pepper. We popped that into the oven. It looks like it's all ready.
Ready to go.
Okay, so now we're on to these oysters, though, my friend. And I'm guilty as charged. I love oysters. How do we do this?
So these are really cool. So these are from Indian River Oyster Company in New Smyrna Beach.
Right on.
Which is really cool. They're super delicious.
Okay.
One of my favorites. So we're just gonna really gently open these things.
How are you doing that? What are you doing for that?
So what I like to do is I just kind of find the little button that's in there and just really lightly, and you twist. You don't want to stab through the bellies. You just want to really lightly, gently. You'll find the crease in there, and you'll be able to open that guy up. And then when you open this up, you want to dislodge the top. And then what we always do at the shop is we'll just take them and scoop them out.
And then so that way, then it just kind of
comes right out.
Yep.
So that's perfect.
That's
beautiful
one.
oyster. Yep.
All
there
right.
you go.
I'm going to help you on this one
Awesome.
here.
Thank you.
Well, you start kind of playing
Yeah,
around with
let's
that
do
butter
this.
that we just took out of the freezer. It's
So-
already chilled up. It's ready to go.
So we're gonna top this oysters with a ton of this butter. I'm a big fan of butter, in case you didn't realize after today's episode.
Butter's good, though. Butter's
good.
delicious. Butter's...
Yeah. We go through about 40 pounds of butter a week in the
Whoa,
restaurant.
you go through 40 pounds of butter a
each
week?
restaurant, yeah.
That's wild.
That's for sure. So yeah, we're just gonna top this off with a good amount of this garlic butter, and then we're gonna hit it with some anchovy crumble on top, and we're gonna drop it right here in this grill pan. And this grill pan is gonna start cooking them from the bottom, and then we're gonna toss them in the oven.
Perfect, because this is a perfect idea to be able to do inside the house. Like, so you don't have to fire up the grill. You could do this all on the inside of your kitchen.
Absolutely, absolutely, especially when the weather warms up a bit. You don't want to go outside.
Isn't it kind of funny how it kind of works itself out? Like, you don't want to be grilling in the middle of like 100-degree heat, being around a grill that's already like, 350-degree heat.
Yeah, so we're just going to drop these in there.
Can I help you with getting some of these on?
Of course.
I'd love to.
Of course. Let's get those dropped in there. Try to get them to stand up in that pan.
Now this is a hot pan that we've got here that needs to be oven proof because we're getting heat from the bottom and then the oven's going to help from getting heat from the top. Okay.
Yep. All right. I didn't count. Are we at 12? 4? And we're one short. There we go.
For your own awesome oyster dinner, grab Chef James's recipes for both his dishes, the roasted oysters and the shrimp toast that we're about to do. Head to dinnerdeas.com, scan the QR code, and that is the quickest way to get there. You can already smell some of that, like that kind of like starting to come through, and it's just like, oh, it's so exciting. Like that whole house is gonna like be just filled with these smells. So while our oysters finish up, we're taking a break, and when we come back, how are we going to use the other butter, the one we put the shrimp into, to serve with even more shrimp? All coming ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Today, sharing some seafood surprises is Chef James Renew from restaurants Estuary in Newport Richey and the Little Lamb Gastropub in Clearwater. Before the break, we shucked some oysters, but not to eat from the shell. We dressed them in an herb butter from earlier, our anchovy crumble, and then heated them in a grill pan and then put them in the oven. Now, while that's cooking, we're getting stuck into our shrimp, and so I see this beautiful loaf of bread here.
Yeah, this stuff is awesome. This is from my friend Leah over at Sunco Sourdough, and she makes amazing bread.
Right on.
Super proud of her. So we're just going to toss this in the oven. We're just going to toast this up.
Okay.
Nothing major, no butter, nothing like that. We're just going to get it nice and crusty.
Just nice crusty.
Yep.
Okay.
We need a nice saucy shrimp to sop that up with. All right, so those guys are there. All right.
All right, so then what's next?
So next we are gonna start our shrimp toast. So
Okay.
A little bit of oil in the pan. We're gonna start with our vegetables.
And the vegetables going in. We got carrots.
Carrots, red bell pepper, celery, and some white onion. But you could use whatever in your house, to be honest with you. You don't have to do this.
Okay.
We're just gonna get this moving around. I'm gonna season it with a little salt and pepper to start.
You can already smell the celery right now.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so that's going. Right now we're gonna add our shrimp. Those beautiful Key West shrimp.
Oh yeah, look at those bad boys. Those are big boys right there.
Let's be generous. Oh, let's go a couple
You
more
know
in
what?
there.
Let's
Why
just
not?
go straight in for it.
let's just go in
Let's just do it.
All right.
To grab the recipes for these dishes from Chef James, head to our website, dinnerdeas.com. Scan the QR code we put in the corner of the screen to get there.
So that's chicken stock in there.
And so that's chicken stock right there, okay?
Everybody in the pool.
Totally cool to be able to get chicken stock off of the shelf too?
Off the shelf, yeah. I would try to get low sodium if you can,
Okay.
just because the butter is going to be a bit salty.
Totally.
We'll be ready to go.
Fantastic. Now we had those oysters as well.
So here are roasted oysters here.
Roasted oysters right over here. Oh.
So I'm just going
Now-
to slide those in there.
Presentation wise, or is it function? What's going on with the plate?
So we decided to throw a little bit of salt on the plate. So what that's going to do is hold the oyster up. We want to make sure that we have all of the butter and all of the juice from the oyster to stay in the oyster shell.
So that's going to help keep a shape for
It'll
it.
keep a shape and it'll keep it from falling over. So we're just going to get these guys out.
It's simple, it's cheap, and then it also looks really great.
It looks great. Yeah. If you have rock salt in your house, use the rock salt.
Okay.
Anything will suffice. That's it.
Oh, that looks
I'll
beautiful.
save those two for me.
Deal.
I like to just squeeze a little pepper on there, just a little A little bit of lemon,
Okay.
a little bit of pepper afterwards.
Okay.
Grab this guy here. And then, yeah, that's it. They're ready to go.
Simple, clean.
Yep.
Love it.
Easy. So we should be getting real close now. I'm just gonna, if you want to flip those shrimp over one time.
Yep. Got you.
And then I'm gonna grab this toast. That's nice and crusty, ready to go. I'm gonna slide this in here. Those look pretty good. Those look like.
Oh yeah. That one looks even really
yeah,
ready
they
to
look
go.
Great.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna season that a little bit more, just make sure. And
Now, this thicken up.
yeah, we're good to go.
We're good to go. Oh. Now that just sits right on top of
I'm
that.
just gonna pile these guys right on top.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yep, and then the fun part is we're just gonna sauce this.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful.
Add a little veggies on top, and we're gonna garnish it with some fresh shaved radish and some green onions.
Look at how that just pops on that plate too. How important is it to be able to have like plating, the colors of plates to really kind of like really maximize, you know, the dish?
Yeah, we just, I mean, we like to use kind of offset, so we wouldn't use, I wouldn't use a black plate or a gray plate or something. We want to really
Vibrant.
let the orange shine out of there. Yeah, I think that looks great. What do you think, Chef?
I mean, literally, that looks absolutely incredibly beautiful because when we come back, Chef James and I do have to taste this work of art. Ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Chef James Renew is back with us today for a three-peat. Coming back, though, with us today from restaurants Estuary in Newport Richey, and not forgetting the OG hangout, the Little Lamb Gastropub in Clearwater. Today, we've been enjoying a seafood twofer, some surprising but inspiring ideas for dinner here. Roasted oysters with an herb garlic butter, and with that anchovy crumble to go with it, and shrimp toast with a spicy shrimp butter. Yeah, that's right. We put shrimp in the butter that we served on the shrimp. That is literally one of the most beautiful dishes I have literally laid my eyes on here, my friend.
Thank you.
I don't know what to do. I mean, oysters, shrimp toast that looks too good to eat, but it is part of the job. It's for you, a joy. I get it, but I mean, I gotta cut into it, dude. I gotta
Get in there.
We gotta cut into it. Okay. Does that break your heart sometimes knowing that it's so beautiful, but it's like?
I mean, it's all meant to be eaten, Chef, you know?
I know, but we do eat with our eyes, and sometimes it is nice to just, you know, marvel in the work because, like, this is stunning. And you know what's the great thing too? Nothing's so outside the box. For a lot of folks that like see this, they're like, "Well, I could never do this. I don't know where to get these ingredients." Like
You can get this anywhere. You can literally get this anywhere.
Rewind the episode right here, right now, to learn how this part was done.
It's really good.
It's really good. No, it really is that good, my friend. Like, walk us through the flavors that you're tasting too.
I mean, you get a little bit, you know, a lot of heat at first, I think. Or sorry, at the end, you get, you know, the shrimpiness and the sea and that crunchy sourdough on the crust, and then you get the nice soft sourdough in the middle soaking up all the butter. And then you hit the shrimp and the veggies and the spice. It's just a lot going on there.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh my God. I wanted to go swimming in it earlier. I just want to lay by the pool in it. Like, it is that good. It is that good. And we also had these beautiful oysters here. So, lead me down the path
Let's do it. We're
to
just gonna
oyster
pick these guys
heaven
out.
here.
I'm going in for seconds.
Oh, don't mind if I do that too, okay?
Wow, those are really good.
Now, because there's so much flavor happening, we've got that beautiful butter that kept all the flavors. Oh my God, that I just got even more of just that brininess right there. Okay, I'm actually gonna, the brininess right there, these were coming from the East Coast. These were coming from the Atlantic side, you
That's
say?
correct, yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
so a little bit
Newsom
saltier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
But so balanced with what's happening with the crumbles. You get all of what's happening with the anchovies.
Yep.
You get the crunch factor, of course, because of that being that panko. But then a beautiful oyster is still celebrated with that natural sweetness that comes from it. Dude, like,
You can eat those all day.
you want to go?
Let's try. Let's do it.
I could go eat all these all day long with you, my friend, because it is an absolute joy every time that you are in here.
you so
And
much.
literally, having been out there to Estuary before, you just literally it's a delight. It's
Thank
an
you.
absolute delight. These are all out of this world fantastic. Thanks again to Chef James. Head to dinnerdeas.com to grab the recipe for both these dishes. And if you missed them, you can see his previous appearances too when he made a swordfish schnitzel and those really beautiful special smash burgers. It's all there for you anytime that you want to watch it. I'm Jeff Philbin. See you next time with more Dinner Dias. Yeah, I'm going for that one, right, dude.
It's amazing how this bread acts like a sponge.